women should define beauty as a character thing. Their character, the way they move, the way they talk, the way they treat others.
You are now listening to
the Really Joe podcast. Really Joe.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we back again with my guy, Dr. Jeremy Hall. And we got an important topic today. Now, it may fly under the radar, but it's a very important topic, and it could be simple, but just check it out. And hey, let us know what you think. Absolutely. So the topic for today is going to be self-care. So if you don't mind, Dr. Hall, in your opinion, how do you determine self-care, or what is self-care to you?
Self-care to me is doing for self first, and I'll elaborate on that. Making sure that you're taking care of your health, you're getting plenty of rest, you're on a good diet, you're exercising, and you're doing the things that you enjoy doing, that you love doing, without feeling guilty after you do it. Mm-hmm. A lot of times we feel that, we hesitant of doing things for ourselves. We do things for other people, but we kind of feel guilty when we do it for ourselves, and that's because we really don't value ourselves. So that's what I would say from a basic level. It's doing what's best for you, what's right for you, that's healthy.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When we first kind of talked about it, I was like, dang, is he finna talk about me? Because it's like all this stuff that you talk about is stuff that I've never done. But in my opinion, it's because I was putting, the wife and the kids first. Mm-hmm. I always try to make sure they got whatever they need, whether it's dentist appointments, you got to go to the podiatrist, you want to go get a checkup. It's like, all right, hey, y'all go take care of that because I need y'all to be cool. You know what I'm saying? I'll be okay for a while and then kind of go from there. And I don't think it's just me. I think it's probably a lot of men like myself that's going to do that.
The average. Actually, it's the average man. There's this notion that, we should be our brother's keeper. I know you've heard that a lot. And I think that's flawed because to me, what that means is you're going out into the world doing everything for others, investing in others. That could be your time, that could be money, etc. But you're not getting anything back. And then at the end of the day, you're exhausted. You feel emotionally drained, spiritually drained, and then it becomes a habit. And you continue doing it more so. And then when you decide to do something for yourself, like I mentioned earlier before the show started, you feel very hesitant because you feel that you don't deserve it, because that happens over a long period of time because of your thought processes. So there's a lot of people who do that, men and women. I've talked to different ethnic groups here at the university, working in the counseling center, and the feedback I get from them is the same thing. They're always their shoulder to cry on, but they don't have that. They don't have someone that they can go to and talk to. And even if they do, they afraid to, or their ego prevents them from doing so because they used to being that person that person that comes to them.
Yeah. I think that was Father's Day. I went and got a pedicure. Uh-huh. I hadn't got a pedicure since like 2008 or something, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, and the lady, I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah,
she was doing the pedicure, and I see all this dead skin flying off. I'm like, oh shoot, let me put my mask on. I'm like, right, And the lady was like, you got to take better care of yourself. And I'm like, you right, but I'm like, I've been, I be working all the time. Well, during that time, I used to be working a lot. I was working a lot of overtime. When I'm off, I'm trying to rest. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go nowhere. I just want to sit at home, chill, watch football, basketball, whatever, And, outside of doing like, my kids doing soccer, it was like, when do I have time,
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. And you have to make time. See, another thing we as men, especially black men, we're afraid to do because of fear, because we're afraid of what other people think. And I'm gonna get to that because that's the main that's another problem. Um, we're afraid to set boundaries. Um, we should set boundaries because when you set boundaries, it enables you to have opportunities to sort things out and put things in categories. Like, okay, or plan things out. Okay, this day I'm going to do this for me. I'm going to go out, enjoy myself. This day I'm going to make sure I attend to the family. We have family night. This day I'm going to make sure that I work on my studies or I work on my planning. We have to set boundaries for ourselves, and then with people, even those we care about, we love and we have a lot of affection for. Like they may want a lot of our times, and that includes wife, husbands, etc. But we gotta let them know, hey, baby, I'm here for you. I'm gonna be a wife. I'm gonna be a husband, etc. But I need some time to rejuvenate and to recover from doing X, Y, and Z. And if they value you and respect you and honor you and care for you, they will understand that, you know.
Yeah.
And some of them may throw a fit, but when you have that conversation, they will understand it. And that goes for family, reaching out for money. You know, it's okay to send some money to your loved ones and everything, but you have to set the boundaries. Be like, okay, you have to draw the line. Be like, okay, here's the line. You cross that line, you're going too far. And it doesn't make you a bad person, because we feel that when we say no, that makes us negative, and that's not. You know, we have to get familiar with that word because it's not going to always be no, but at this time it's no, because I don't really want to do it. You know, and I'm just giving you kind of like an analogy of how we think. You know.
Yeah. And see, you know, kind of what you were saying you were gonna get into. This might take us there.
Yeah.
You know, as a man, you can't do too much because people gonna be like, oh, he gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, he go get his pedicure twice a month. You know what I'm saying? He getting his eyebrows done. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I even no lie. I heard a dude make a joke about this other dude because he said when he get out of the shower, he probably put lotion all on his body. And it's like, what's wrong with that? You know, like, I'm like, dang, I don't need to put lotion on all over my body. They go around him. It's like, sheesh, how can you win like that? You know?
Yeah. That, man, that comes, it's going to be funny. That comes from slave mentality, bro. It goes all the way back to, you know, slaving. That's a different topic. But when you had that slave mentality, you go out into the world with the perception of, I'm going to do what I feel or what I think others will validate and accept. I'm going to navigate throughout the world and act a certain way so my friends will accept me more. I'm going to only speak a little bit of how I feel so that I don't make someone else upset. And that goes back to not having self-care. When you care for yourself, you don't have those, you don't allow those thoughts to dictate to you of being genuine and authentic. You don't care what other people think. And the reason, another part of that is, when we're raised and when we're raised in this society, we keep seeing like the images and the nice cars and the clothing and all that stuff, and we say, you know, I want that, you know. However, is that for me? I think it is for me because other people are doing it. So we kind of get wrapped into that culture of wanting to be like everybody else other than ourselves. Because that's where it all boils down to, are you being authentic and genuine to yourself? And a lot of us is not, because we're worried about what society would think. Because like you said, with the lotion situation, people would view that as gay, but it's lotion. It's a product that's made to put on dry skin. But people have their opinions through ignorance. They're ignorantly commenting and responding, and really don't really understand what's going on. Even if they do, since they are wrapped up in their culture and they're not genuine to themselves, they want to co-sign on that statement. You get what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Yeah.
And see, you know, no lie, the joke was funny, the whole lotion thing.
Yeah, it is.
But I was like, when you get that new stretch mark, then you're going to be like, oh, dang, I should have been putting that lotion on. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, when you first, well, hold on. Let me take a step back. You probably hadn't had this, but I've had it where, hey, you get that first stretch mark, it itch
Mm-hmm.
first, and you're always scratching it, and then you might not even see it till a week later, and it's like, man, I should have been keeping my skin, greased up,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have got it.
Yeah.
But once you get it, it's hard to get rid of.
Yeah.
Like you'll probably never lose that one stretch mark the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of going back to what you were saying, if you're being proactive and you're proactively taking care of yourself,
Yeah.
then you could possibly avoid a lifelong scar.
Yes.
You
And
know,
that's powerful. You are absolutely right, brother. Like we have to sometimes we like to do things when it's too late and then we have regrets and all that. So it goes back, with dealing with fear. If you recognize something, an error within yourself, or you recognize something isn't right within your relationship, or just with you as an individual, it's best to tackle the situation immediately. That way, over time, you're not stressed about it, you're not worrying about it. It's off your conscience because you took care of it when it came up. Soon as the issue arose, you tackled it immediately. And a lot of us, especially Black men, we like to procrastinate. We like to put stuff off instead of dealing with it right then. And we have to do better. We have to get that motivation and that inspiration to do things. And if we don't feel motive, we gotta have that talk with ourselves, like, well, dang, why I don't have the drive to do this? Why I don't have the drive to do that? And sometimes it's because you're depressed. Sometimes because you're stressed and you don't even know it. Because I can tell you, I can say the average Black man is sad to say this, but it's just the data proves it. And me talking to them, the average Black man is depressed. And the main reason he's depressed is because he's doing so much for others and not getting it in return. One. Number two, he's not taking care of himself because he don't love himself. He don't value himself. And then three, he feels like he knows deep inside he has a purpose, but he really don't know what it is. He's afraid because this notion that men don't supposed to go to other men with their problems. They're supposed to deal with it as a man, but we're all human. And that's another thing. If we need some directions, ain't nothing wrong with going to one of our brothers and be like, hey man, I'm dealing with this problem. Our ego, man, eats us up, brother. Like we're so ego driven. We got to move that, push that to the side and deal with our fears. That way we can overcome that and we can get help, man. Even if it's mental help, even if you need to see a mental health professional. Ain't nothing wrong with that because you need it. So get it. Regardless of what the society gonna think. Oh man, you ain't a man, you gotta do this, man. That's so delusional. We all have feelings, we have emotions, and we have to just take care of ourselves and we have to push our pride to the side and seek help when we need it.
All right, so see, this is why I say you be dropping gems, man.
Mm.
Because all that you just said, man, I done been there and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like not caring about myself,
Yeah.
not wondering what my purpose is in life.
Mm-hmm.
I done been there. Like I'm there right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, you right, man, you hit the nail on the head. And I'm talking about with everything. You hit the nail on the head, man. And you know what? And another thing, I done been there to where I I won't call nobody. I won't get on social media.
Yeah.
And sometimes I be like, man, I want somebody to check on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know how, most people, you don't hear from somebody for a little bit.
Yeah.
You'll call them. Hey man, I ain't heard from you in a minute. I was just hitting you up, seeing what's
Right.
going on. And I tell my lady from time to time, it's like I just want to go in a little cave and see who gonna come check on me.
Yeah.
Make sure I'm all right. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And it's like most times it's not gonna be too many people. Just being real. Unless you
Yeah.
come from a close knit family, it's not gonna be too many people. In my opinion.
No, you are absolutely right. Dang, that's better light. I should have started here early. Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. And my advice to that comment is man, you have to love yourself, brother. You have to really like love yourself, and you have to honor yourself. It's a process, but you have to realize that, and it's also your environment. Like your environment can be very, very, very impactful. And what I mean by that, metaphorically speaking, is people that's in your life. Like you mentioned, you say going into a cave and seeing if somebody reach out to you. True friends or brothers or sisters, however you identify them, depending on the relationship, they gonna reach out to you. They're going to be there for you when you need them, and they are going to tell you when you wrong about something. Regardless if, they're not gonna be on your side, they're gonna be like, hey, I love you, I care about you, but you was wrong. You shouldn't have did that. I set the world on fire for you, but you was out of place, Jeffrey. You shouldn't have said what you said to that brother, man, because that wasn't cool, But with all that being said, if you don't have people reaching out to you the same way you reach out to them, there's nothing wrong and there's nothing shameful about reaching out to them and having that conversation with them. I know that can be tough because it may make us feel like we being sensitive. Well, we have some sensitivity there because you're emotional. Hey, you damn right. Yeah, I need to talk to you. Hey, man, why you ain't been reaching out to me? I reach out to you, but I don't feel like we get that mutual, that balance there. It's not mutual. And then they may be like, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You right. I have been distanced. This is why. Then they explain it to you. Then they open up about something that they dealing with. That's not always the case, but it's the case sometimes. But at least you can get that closure. And then you can make that decision of, okay, based upon their response and based upon what you think about it, if you should continue even dealing with that person. Because everybody ain't your friend, man. Everybody ain't your friend, bro. People come around, they pretend, they put on a good show. But I tell everybody, especially the listeners that's going to be listening to this, make sure whatever someone is saying, make sure their actions line up with it. If there's not a balance between their actions and what they're saying, you got to question it. Red flag. Have that conversation with them. Watch people's actions, man. So to go back to what you were saying, if someone's not reaching out to you, brother, just reach out to them, have that talk with them, like, hey, man, you ain't got to say I'm kind of in my feelings. You can be like, hey, I ain't heard from you in a minute, and I expect you as my brother or as my sister to reach out, check up on me sometimes, like I want to have a conversation with you, let's get that settled. Have that conversation, man. Have that communication. Yeah. Communication is key, bro.
Yeah. So let's just take a little what I'm saying, I don't want to get in my feelings and stuff.
No, it's all good. Be you, bro.
But so what do you think about for the women? Like what's the most important thing for them?
The most important thing for a woman is to not, and this is kind of off subject in a way, but I want to start off here. To not define beauty as a physical thing. Women should define beauty as a character thing. Their character, the way they move, the way they talk, the way they treat others, the things that they do for themselves. They should take care of themselves by utilizing the time they have to, go get their hair done, cook, meditate, do yoga, eat healthy, as I explained earlier, but realizing that beauty all lies within the character, the personality of the person. Because I know women have this notion that, and I understand why, it's a woman thing that, I'm too big or I'm too skinny. I don't look like Nicki Minaj or Cardi B and all that, comparing themselves. And they should just look in the mirror. And if they see an error, something that they're not happy with, not based upon their reference to the world, but just based upon something they genuinely want changed, they should put in action to do it, But if they're okay with themselves, but have doubts by virtue of what society says, then they need to have that talk with their man or their homegirl or whomever and be like, hey, I like who I am, but society kind of makes me feel different about who I am,
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So
yeah.
they should.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just thinking, hold on, let me plug in my charger real quick. My computer getting low. All right. So with that being said,
Hmm.
right. And see, I think I just thought of a good name for this. I'm gonna call this one "Love Thyself"
Love thyself. Yes.
because just going back to see, look, the gym dropper. All right, you're totally right, and it's like I'm sure you as a dude, I've experienced it. Me and some of my partners, we'd have talked about it before. And
Hmm.
it's like, dude, you ever just been around a woman? It's like she ain't the finest thing or the prettiest thing.
Hmm.
She not the thickest. She don't have all this expensive stuff. She just got this aura about herself. It's just like
Yes.
you just feel her energy. And it's
Yes.
like you like being around her. And yeah, she just it's just something about it. It's just like a inner glow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And those be some of the best women like to be around ever. I'm not saying just relationship wise. I mean just to be around. You just enjoy being around them. And I'm not talking about have to be skinny or anything. I just love being around people like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And going back to what you were saying, it's all about that inner thing, and
Hmm.
it's like they just had that aura and it just make them look even better. Might even look a little thicker,
Hmm.
might even look a little slimmer. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. And when you mentioned about the aura, now you're talking about the spiritual side of things, and that's another thing with self. That I'm leading to next with self care. Understanding and realizing your, how can I say, being in tune with your yourself, your intuition. Meditating a lot, because meditation is very useful because it helps you deal with your thoughts, because thoughts is going to come when you're quiet, that you don't want to deal with, but it helps you observe those thoughts, and then afterwards you can start doing something about them, like the negative, the positive. So you should meditate a lot too, to kind of get yourself aligned. Get outside, man. Get around nature. That's another spiritual aspect. This may sound crazy, but we did it when we was children. Touch the trees, touch the dirt. you know do some gardening. Um,
uh you don't mind if I cut in real quick, do you?
Go ahead.
Listen, I talked to one of my favorite people here recently. We had a long talk about a lot of stuff,
Hmm.
and she told me before that she's getting outside, she's meditating, she's touching trees. And I was like, you mean tell me you out here hugging trees now? And she was like, no, we need to get in tune with the earth, right? Hey, all this stuff. I didn't ask her about it. None
Right.
of this. It just happened.
See?
And it's like every time I get you on, it be some ironic stuff that happens all around that time, right? I might need you to give me 6 numbers that I can play in this doggone Mega Million Powerball, because this is crazy.
Man, what I like about hearing that is it's confirmation, synchronicity for you to, and this is for you personally. The fact that these things happen this way, when I get on and you tell me that you had experience, this is a revelation for you, brother. This is specifically for Jeff, for you to recognize and understand that there are things that's happening in your life personally that the universe is trying to show you, and you should take heed to. And the fact that that sister had that talk with you and you having a talk with me, that should let you know that, okay, there's something to this. Maybe I need to engage in this. I need to listen, and I need to do these things. This is for you, brother.
Let me say this too. I'm
Okay.
supposed to record with her today.
What? Wow.
I know, man. I'm starting to feel weird.
Man, nah, bro, don't feel weird. There's even articles out, and I want you to research when you can. I can send it to you. Peer-reviewed articles from psychiatrists, holistic nutritionists, psychologists, doctors, that is now proving through tests. They've done tests. They use people, to experiment this project. They've had individuals, patients who had depression, anxiety, and everything, to go out, take their socks off, and stand on the ground. and just without a phone or whatever, and just stand on the ground. Data came back that showed they showed statistics that there was like I think it was like 3 to 10% of those individuals had a certain percentage of balance of depression, anxiety after standing on the ground. In essence, they anxiety and stuff was kind of got mitigated. Their depression got mitigated. Their social interaction with people got better just by grounding themselves. These are peer-reviewed articles and journals that have come out now proving this fact. Something that's always been the case, but they, you know how society like, no, that doesn't help. You need to go to the doctor, blah, 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 which is cool, understood. But that's a real thing. And now it's been peer-reviewed that grounding yourself, like the sister was saying, touching a tree, standing on the ground barefooted for at least 30 minutes or so does pull out anxiety, does help alleviate your depression, does make you feel better, it does tune you in to yourself and the earth. Peer review now. Peer review, brother. Peer review. I just wanted to hit you with that, man, because, you know, people can say anything, but when you got peer review from different references, hundreds of people, nah, bro, there's validity to that.
I think this is a great, you know, stopping point right here.
Yeah.
Where you leave off with the, you know, getting in tune with the earth, right?
Yeah.
And hey, so hold on, let me ask you this real quick.
Yes.
Does that include smoking weed? Getting in tune with the earth, you know?
Good question. Dang, you put me on the spot. See, no, it's okay. I don't smoke, but I've seen peer-reviewed studies that talks about how cannabis helps with a lot of different things. There's other ways that you can get a certain effect, like you get with cannabis or whatever, with marijuana, which is like tea, you know, good decaf tea, because tea has a very important ingredient in it called L-theanine, and that helps stimulate your brain and helps you feel relaxed and calm. L-theanine, I think that's how it's spelled. Yeah, L-theanine or L-theanine. So with that being said, you know, it could, but you don't have to have that to get in tune with the earth. All you need to do is go outside. You need to go outside, be around nature, and that'll do it itself without the marijuana. Because because marijuana comes from the earth. So if you get in tune with the earth, which brings about all this different life, all these different herbs and things like that, you're going to be directly connected to the mother that have blossomed all these things, including cannabis. So just stick your hand in that soil, brother. Get out there in the dirt. Get your little garden going, or get you a plant. Buy you a chrysanthemum or some type of a plant from the plant store, and just grow it and take care of it. You can do that in your home. You know, buy you a plant, or or get some plants.
I seen somebody selling some bonsai trees the other week too.
Really?
Yeah, on the corner. Yeah.
See, may want to go pick some up, bro. Start your own stuff, especially if you got enough land on your yard, if it's allowed. Yeah, man, plant you some flowers, man, and some plants and stuff like that, and just take care of those, and that'll be refreshing for you. That will engage you in self-care as well. Yeah. You're taking care of yourself by taking care of the earth, because we all one. We're part of it.
So look, Dr. Hall, aka the Gym Dropper. Look, hey, how can people get in touch with you if they want to get you for counseling? I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you should stay booked, because you be hitting on some stuff, and somebody may think we talk about this in advance. We don't. This is all live.
Right.
We don't talk about none of this.
Yeah.
And he just hits on these points like every time. I mean, if nothing else, you in tune to your studies or you've experienced certain things, but you need to stay booked. I'm gonna be real with you, man.
Yeah.
But how can people get in touch with you though if they want to get counseling or whatever the case may be?
Well, one thing they can do, they can message me on the social media on Facebook, and I can send them my website. Let me put this right here, so when people watch this, they can stop it and scan this. And the website is should know it. I should know it by heart.
I know, right?
I should, but I have to remember all different passwords and stuff for my job. So it's going to be It's going to be spiritual self actualization .as.me. If you go to that site, it'll take you to my website so you can book. It's very simple. It's basic. I set it up the way. Only thing you have to do is pick a date, put in your email address, put in your name, your number, hit submit. I get notified. You'll get an email notification on the date and everything, and you can add it to your Google Calendar or your iPhone calendar. It's very basic. But again, it is spiritual self actual. I can't even talk. Spiritual self actualization .as.me. Okay. And when you do that, it'll take you straight there. And again, for those who will be watching this, all you gotta do is scan that right there, that QR code, and it'll take you directly to the site. And I don't mind giving my number because I take this seriously. 817-683-6655. Again, 817-683-6655. I got you.
All right, well, hey, I appreciate it, man. Hey, we're about to get cut off, but hey, I appreciate it, man.
No problem. I appreciate you. And if you ever need anything, just reach out to me, brother. It's good talking to you. And take care of yourself.
Hey, I'm gonna try. I'm right, I'm gonna go outside.
All right, good. Take care of yourself, man.
All right, well, till next time, people, we out.
We out. Peace.